Hey y'all, we're down by the creek here. Come up and pull you up a stump or sit by me. Sit by old boy Weasel and let's talk a little bit. Had some things on my mind and just wanted to chat with y'all. So, firstly, hope y'all are doing well. Thank you for watching and commenting and liking, doing the whole jazz. You know the drill. Thank you for all of that. I hope it is warm and the sun is coming out wherever you are. If you live in a cold climate, I'm horribly sorry. The sun is out here. It's beautiful. It's like 70 degrees. It feels really nice. So I wanted to bring y'all down by the creek and chat with you about plans for the channel, what's going on in real life, and kind of plans just in general, not specifically for the channel, but for my life in general. And so yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into the meat and potatoes. This is going to be a chill video, very minimal editing. I'm going to be rambling. If you've been here for quite some time, like when this channel was first created, you will know that I always rambled in every video before the video, sometimes before I started playing. So some poor soul would click on like Cluck Old Hen or something, and then they have to deal with me talking for like 4 or 5 minutes, either at the beginning or the end. And I like doing it, but people add my videos to music playlists and stuff, and I can absolutely understand why somebody would be put off if they were listening to their playlist, focusing, working, or whatever, and then bang, I interrupt everything and I won't shut up for like 6 minutes. So I don't do that anymore, so this is going to be kind of a replacement for that. That and live streams if I have time to do them. So, on that same note, if you have been here for quite some time, you will also know that about this time last year, well, a little bit later, when summer rolls around and it warms up around here, things get really busy for me, and I don't have as much time to upload. And I have a strategy this year. I think what I'm going to do from here on out, just general plan, is maybe stick with like a video a week. Maybe whatever it may be, if it's me playing a song or talking or whatever. Or sometimes I get these grand ideas to make videos that are good on paper, and then I make them, and then after like 5 days, I'm like, why'd I do that? So that stuff will be coming. And anything that's been on this channel before is going to be the same. It's just going to be probably once a week instead of like 4 or 5 videos. And the reasoning for that is because when I can film, if I can film multiple videos, then I can spread them out so that you get a video a week instead of you get nothing all through the spring, summer, and into fall, except for like a video a month. And then boom, winter rolls around, it's cold, and I don't have as much to do outside, so then you get 4 or 5. So that's just to alleviate how many videos you get a week and kind of keep it consistent. The reasoning for that also, and this is very exciting, I don't say this as if I'm not excited, this is very exciting, I have a baby boy on the way, so very excited about that. In just a few short months here, I will have baby Boll Weasel, and yeah, super excited. Can't wait. I'm really excited. My wife is excited. Family's obviously excited. Man, how cool would it be if in like 20 years the Lord would bless me and I could play music with my son? Oh, that would just be so good. But that's beside the point. So I don't know what fatherhood is going to look like. I am almost certain it means I'm not going to be able to make as many videos, and that is just going to have to be how it is. I have to prioritize things, but I would like to try and get a video out once a week still. I think that's manageable. Maybe I'm looking at it through rose-colored glasses, and if y'all are out there with kids, you're laughing right now thinking that there's just simply no way. So maybe you'll just hear a baby crying in the background on occasion, or wooing, or making noise or whatever. Might not be perfectly quiet, and that's okay. That's just life. That's natural, and we'll call it a field recording. And I like the human element in music, and maybe that we'll just consider that to be the human element here. So, baby on the way. Videos probably once a week. I will do my absolute best to make that happen. And another thing that's been on my mind lately is the concept of comparison. And I'm not going to open up a can of worms here, but I will say in today's society, it is easy to get caught up on the comparison, doom scroll, overconsumption of social media. And even though I'm only on here and Facebook for just friends and family, you still get sucked in by the algorithm. It's the algorithm on every platform that like force feeds you stuff. And sometimes you can subconsciously compare yourself and think, oh man, you know, this person's got it all together, or they got that and this and that or whatever. And sometimes the devil can get in your ear and convince you to just give up with whatever it may be, whatever hobby that you're comparing with, or whatever. You'll never be as good, whatever, this, that, or the other. And I fall victim to that. I think everybody falls victim to that. And I think that's part of the human condition, but I think it's elevated, especially now with social media. And I said all that to say this. I always say that, who said that quote? Some great thinker said a quote, comparison is the thief of joy. I don't know who it was, I can't remember, but I can remember the quote. And that is true. And it's good to just compare yourself with yourself. Everybody knows that. It's just nothing new. But even though you believe something, that doesn't make you immune from not doing it. You know, that doesn't make me immune. Even though I say that all the time to other people and to myself, that doesn't make me immune from doing it, you know. And it can be very discouraging to seem like you put a lot of effort in on some things in life, and any element of life, and the outcome is just not what you expected. So that's been we'll call it a creative struggle that I've been facing lately. But I managed to have an idea that hit me the other night that really kind of broke through on that. And so I think the moral of the story is that kind of fed into this creative lull that I was facing. And maybe as a watcher of the channel, you might not think it, because there's still videos, you know, you can still watch videos and whatever, they're still coming out. But behind the scenes, there's a lot of ideas that I have that I wind up talking myself out of because of, well, what if this, what if that, or this, that, or the other. And I got to get over that, and I got to understand that when I have an idea, I need to just do it, and if it's a bad idea, it's a bad idea. That's just all that it is. And maybe it's a good idea, I don't know. But it eats me up if I just bottle it in. And if I get into that trap of comparing, I wind up bottling in my ideas, and then it's like, oh, it's like this internal conflict, and it doesn't feel good. So I think the way through it is just keep creating stuff, and I'm going to continue to do that. Right now I'm working on a couple things. I have basically a whole two-finger traditional banjo album done. I just need to sit on it for a little while longer and go through and kind of listen to everything again and make sure I'm really happy with it. And then I've got this other idea. You've probably seen it on my channel, but for those of you who don't know, which probably nobody knows because I don't really talk about it often, but I grew up in a Protestant evangelical household, we'll call it. And when I was young, we used to go to these tent revivals and all sorts of really wild and interesting services. Pentecost specifically. Pentecostal is what I was raised. So if anybody's out there, shout out Pentecostals. But since then, I've kind of thought about all the music that I listened to when I was growing up. And I thought it would be a good idea to go back and revisit some of the songs that I heard so many times and put my own spin on them. And then also mix in, because in a lot of my writing, the repetitions, it's an element in bluegrass and even traditional music, but it's also an element in like Pentecostal hymns. There's a lot of repetition, so you might have like, there may not even be a chorus. Oftentimes there's not even a chorus. It's just like the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. While people are shouting and passing out and all sorts of fun stuff. So I had the idea to kind of make an album, put my own spin on that, as well as some originals, and so I'm working on that too. So it's just pushing yourself through whatever creative ideas you have and making sure that I don't bottle them in, because that's kind of a recipe for disaster. I think that's a good way to like end up giving up on wanting to progress in music, wanting to progress and make things. Anyway, so that's enough about the projects and stuff that I've got going on. What's going on in real life? Well, aside from the baby on the way, I need to clean up back here by the creek. There's a whole lot of fallen trees. I got some of them in the winter time, but there's a couple more that have fallen since I've been back here, so I need to process that. I've got a hay field that I will grow hay out of, and scythe. Maybe I'll do a video on scything. I have people who don't even believe that I scythe my field, but I do. I scythe. I think this year I'm probably only going to scythe a portion of it, because I wound up with so much hay out of it last year that I ended up doing like 2 stacks in my field outside. So I filled up my shed, and then I stacked 2 gigantic hay stacks in my field, and that worked pretty well. The stacks in the field, that is, but it was a lot of effort stacking it loosely, and I don't know, I might do things a little bit differently this year. Why do you scythe your field, Tyler? Well, that's a long story. I can make an hour-long video about it, so I'll spare you all the details for now. But it's efficient. I promise I'm not gonna just keep talking about size, but it's really efficient. It's really affordable. It's good for you, and your process. Is it a surprise? I mean, I play the banjo. I like old music. I like traditions. Is it a surprise that I want to scythe? I mean, not really. It kind of fits the mojo. But I like scything. And yeah, so I got the big field that I want to go through. I'd like to plant some more trees. I've planted on this property. I've probably planted 100 trees on this property. And when I say planted trees, I mean like they're like a pencil. They're little bare root saplings. And I planted a bunch of these hybrid willow trees last year. All of them died except one. Okay, I had one tree that lived, and God love her, my wife. You would have never known this was a tree. It looked like a weed. You would have never known. Well, my wife started going crazy and cleaning out the flower bed, and we have these stairs that go down our hill. And what I did was I planted on the other side of the flower bed a little row of those hybrid willows, and all of them but one died, and it was coincidentally the tree that my dog always kept fertilized. And God love her, she went to cleaning out the garden, and she pulled my one tree that survived right out of the ground. And I was really sad. I walked out. She was like, "Come look." I cleaned everything up. I walked out and I was like, "Where's my tree? Where's my hybrid willow tree?" So that tree's gone forever. But I did plant a bunch of green giant arborvitaes that have grown quite a bit. I mean, I bought them. They're like pencils, like my finger size, and they're probably like yay tall. I'll show them to you sometime. They're probably like yay tall right now, and I planted them like 2 years ago, and then I did another set 1 year ago. But the soil here is real clay heavy, and it holds moisture for such a long time. So I thought that the hybrid willows would do really well, but evidently not over here. But the arborvitaes did do pretty well. Now, I will say this. I did, so there's an interstate behind my head, like passed over the creek a ways, back behind the head. You could probably hear some traffic. And I planted a line down my property along the side of the state route, like far, probably 50 feet from the road, maybe even 60 feet from the road. Planted a line of them down my property to kind of act as a sound barrier and a privacy barrier. And I'll be the state that manages the state route. Ran over all of my trees. They mowed like 65 feet of the field, and they ran over all of my hybrid willows that were over there, but some arborvitaes did stay, so that's good. And now I've probably talked for like 5 or 6 minutes about trees. But it feels good to just chat. So if you've stayed around this long, y'all remember when I used to say, if you've made it till this long in the video, leave a comment about something stupid. I would always improvise it, and you know, that's what would make me redo a video, is I would play the song and I'd do it just fine, and then I'd talk for like 4 minutes, and I wouldn't like what I said at the end, but I didn't want to cut, so I would redo the whole thing. How stupid is that? But this time, leave a comment about, I don't know, the creek. Can you even hear the creek? You probably can't even hear the creek. Leave a comment about the creek. I don't know. Leave a comment saying, hey, I would like to see more or less of this, or if you ever make this video format again, I'm going to unsubscribe and dislike all of your videos from now on. That's okay. It is what it is. So thank you all for sitting and chatting, and hope you have a good weekend. God bless, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.